Walk me through your resume. What qualities make you a great fit for this position? Well, I have developed abundant experiences that enables me to have success in this position. I've conducted multiple literature review, and I know the exact section of the information that I need to compose the quality work. I'm also proficient at using multiple statistic and analysis software, such as SPSS and R. Also, the analysis methods that I know, such as regression analysis, ANOVA, and mixed linear model, enables me to produce authentic and analytic results. My past published work also demonstrate that I'm a successful science communicator and really efficient at writing. Besides that, I'm also good at conducting multiple lab work, and I'm a diligent worker. I usually actively initiate my work and also always seeks further advice on improvement. In addition, I'm also a team player, which means when my colleagues need me, I try to do my best in order to match their needs. When they need to substitution or they have emergency, I would like to give out the time of myself. I would like to help them and help us to reach the mutual goal. If I was to ask a previous boss what three of your greatest strengths and one of your weaknesses, what would they say? Well, I'm sure that they're going to say I'm a hard worker because I usually initiate my work actively and I'm always seeking further advice on improving my work. My work ethic is undeniable. I vividly remember that there was one day that all of the research assistants are required to bring up a massive virtual analysis to the subject for a study. Most of the RA left around the Euro time at 5 p.m., but there's still a large amount of work left undone. So I take over and I conducted them on time. By the time I left office, I remember that was around 9 p.m. at night. But I was so satisfied because I know that many of my colleagues will not be worried about it tomorrow. Another of my strengths will be I'm a really disciplined person. I usually make up my working routine and I tend to stick with them day by day, month by month, and years by years. I know how to maintain my work-life balances and will not let both of them influences each other. Besides work, I'm also a seasoned trainer in a gym and I achieve multiple success. In order to be successful in the gym and life, I have to make sure that I'm disciplined and well organized. Besides that, I'm also a good team player, and which can be reflected by the first point. I help out my colleagues in certain problems. When they need substitutions or they have emergencies, I will always like to give up myself to ensure that my help can help us to reach the mutual goal. Regarding my weaknesses, because I always want to achieve quality work, sometimes I tend to be a little bit perfectionistic, and that leads me to, at some point, doubt about my actions and concern over the mistake I've been made. However, I have been actively solving that problems by realizing it, admit that, and talk over with my colleagues and my supervisors. I'm sure that if you ask my supervisor, he will say I've already made great improvements upon that. Tell me about the time you had a deadline that was impossible to meet. How did you handle it? Well, this actually happened fairly recently that I need to submit a assignment in 1 week. However, in that week, I have other multiple projects going on and I need to traveling. So in order to make sure that I can still make up for what I missed, I talked with my supervisor beforehand. First, I apologized, and then I explained the situation politely and concisely about what I'm going to do over the next week, what are the factors that interfere with the assignment, and what I'm planning to do. I lay out what I plan to finish up the project and in what time frame I'm going to do that. Then I'm trying to negotiate with him on will that meet his satisfaction or requirement. If not, I'm willing to modify that and see how well the thing works out. I think you have to apologize it at first because it is your responsibility to ensure that the task can be finished on time. But what's most importantly is how would you explain the situation and how would you resolve the problems on time and effectively. Tell me about the time you disagree with a decision. What did you do? So there was once in a lab meeting, one of the professors shared her opinions regarding a research question. Although at the time she gained certain supports from other researchers in the lab, me personally did not entirely agree with her point of view. But I did not express my opposition at the time because I think that might be impolite. And I wanted to offer myself extra time to think through the problems and draft a well organized argument and share with her in person. So I think about the question again, drafted my reasoning behind, and thought about how to express all my reasoning politely to her. And then I politely reached out to her, asked about her availability regarding a personal meeting and the topic on discussing the question. And she accepted. So I shared my opinions and my drafted reasoning, which she also think that was pretty concise and argumentative. So then we made a mutual agreement upon that question, and we decided to share with all the lab members in the subsequent meeting, and that went pretty well. I guess my general approach would be first think through all the problems by myself and to make sure that my reasoning can, to some degree, have the strength to hold true. And then I would ask for a one-on-one personal meeting with the people that I disagree with to talk over, but in a really polite way. And in the end, I guess, ask for consent to share the ideas to other people in the group in order to facilitate the development of thinking and sharing. I know that our lab has been really productive in terms of published works. Several of our publications has been cited by multiple scholars for so many times. I wonder what characteristics you think our lab possess that make us distinguish from other labs. Second question. What do you think that I can get most out of the lab that is different from what opportunities that other lab might potentially offer to me?